A Chuck E. Cheese Christmas follows your character as he tries to raise Santa's Christmas spirit. So I want to know, what is your favorite way to raise your own Christmas spirit?
Uh, it's kind of a 1-2 punch. I have as soon as the lights come on, the
Mhm.
like very yellow, old school, vintage, twinkly lights, I know it's coming. And that is like an instant reduction in cortisol levels in my blood. Um, and the other thing too is like obviously I'm in the film industry. I need some good Christmas movies too. So I have like a pretty specific roster of like Christmas is not complete if I have not watched all of them. And now my kids are getting to the age where I can watch them with them too, which is
Yeah.
making things
So
a lot easier. So I don't
what
have to
are
sneak them at night.
what are some of the ones on that roster?
Okay, so we've got Home Alones,
Yeah.
obviously, all of them. Uh, Jingle All the Way with Arnold and Sinbad. We've got the big one is on Christmas, we watch White Christmas, like the
Okay.
classic. So we got Bing, we got Danny, we got Rosemary, we got Vera. It's a whole thing. And that's my 4-year-old's favorite movie, if you can believe it. To watch at Christmas. I was stunned by that. And gosh, let's see. Those are like a lot of the primary ones. Christmas Chronicles, that's a really good the Kurt Russell one.
Yeah.
That's like a really big one now. I'm a huge fan of that one. And that just like scratches the surface. It's a whole process. And it's just my excuse to watch movies all day long because there's
Yeah,
nothing else to do.
for sure, for sure. So, when it comes to this character, a lot of children and adults have a lot of nostalgia for this. So, how do you approach the legacy of Charles Entertainment Cheese?
Carefully. Also, thank you for letting me know that the E stands for entertainment. There's been some confusion about that, and I'm going to now be locking that in. I thought it was Edwardovan. I wasn't sure, and now it's entertainment, which makes a whole lot more sense. So, I had to handle it very carefully because you want to be respectful to my generation and those who came in the years before who have a massive memory set of just indelible etched core memories from this. But also, I wanted to make sure not to do a caricature or an impression of past voices, past versions of the character, where I was going back and trying to do a vocal match. Because this is a totally new universe. This is not the Chuck E. Cheese of the entertainment center. This is Chuck E. Cheese in the Chuck E. Cheese expanded universe. I'll just coin that right now. And it's about how he handles uh his life and his human interactions with the people around him and his friends, his bandmates, in a completely different way. So it needed to be respectful of what to not be such a far departure, but also be something that can exist within the energy changing to the point where it's not just, hey guys, I'm the party animal. It's a narrative which gives space and opportunity as an actor to inject some real like emotional punch and some heart, and those things are so important for holiday movies because that's what you want to get it right there. And I think that this movie is absolutely chock full of that. So I think they hit a really great level of honoring our memories as kids. I didn't feel like it was anything but dead on and respectful, but also bring in something new and not just feeling like a rehash. This is a complete fresh start for this character in this universe and the people he's with.
Yeah, for sure. And you kind of touch upon this, but some people at first glance might think like a Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special is just a way to sell, pizzas and arcade tokens. But I think there's a lot more to this than that. Why do you think that this is more than just like a piece of marketing?
Well, because I think at this point it's the memory, it's the feeling. It's not just it just happens to be that it's attached to a company, sure, but what they did was create in all of us a core memory. I will never forget my 5th birthday. When I think of Chuck E. Cheese, I get happy. When I think of Christmas, I get happy. What fool would not want to put them together, you know? So
Yeah.
it's just it's almost like a why didn't this happen sooner? And I'm hoping that it's just the serendipitous reason of like this was because now I had a chance to do it and I would have been so sad if if it had happened 10 years ago and I never got my chance to have a shot at it. So I think that it's because the people who created Chuck E. Cheese stumbled upon that something about this character and this intellectual property that just makes people happy and good for them, so I think that it's just a slam dunk to say what would make people even happier than that, and putting him in a Christmas context, making him throw a surprise party for a quasi omniscient character like Santa Claus. Who else is going to be able to do that but Chuck E. Cheese? I challenge you to think of anybody else who could. And I'm pretty sure he's the only one. So it's pretty much the only story that fits for a character like that.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing that you've kind of touched on is that like something like this not only has to appeal to today's children, but also to their parents who went to Chuck E. Cheese like yourself. What do you think that this special has for those audiences of all ages?
Yeah, so there's a lot of levels, and I know this by the fact that I was able to see my own sneak preview of the special. I sat and I watched it. My kids are 7, 4, and 2. The fact that we watched it and my 2-year-old watched the entire thing, who does not sit still for anything. He won't sit still for 20 minutes of Spider-Man and his amazing friends. He's on the move. He sat and he watched that whole thing. So that checks off the 2-year-old. The 7 and the 4-year-old, there's a bit in it. I won't say what it is because I don't know if anybody else is going to react this way or not. But there's a bit in it that they cackled for about 10 minutes and they made me replay it 6 or 7 times and they laughed the exact same way every time, and they were running around doing the bit and saying it to themselves. It extended multiple days. It was a insane. That's now just permanently in their memory. They loved it. My wife, when the song hits at the end, which is this awesome absolute earworm Christmas banger theme song that I think is just going to be like a Christmas classic for generations to come, when that band is up there playing, my wife got highly emotional because she's like, oh, there they are, they're doing it, they're doing the band thing. So it got her right in the nostalgias. We've got Nolan North literally rattling off one-liners like every 45 seconds that little kids are not going to understand at all, but that's going to be for the adults in the room. And then you hit like the nostalgia, but you also hit the heart, which is what parents want to see. They don't just want to see the a cartoon, animated, stimulating, whatever. You want like it's a Christmas movie. You want to feel it right here. So I think it hits every level. And then my 4-year-old at the end, as the credits are rolling, she turned around and she grabbed me by the face. And like she started getting emotional. She's like, Daddy, that's the best thing you've ever done. And you've seen iCarly. So if she says that this beats iCarly, that's saying something because she's a savage when it comes to what she likes and doesn't. So it hit like young, not as young, medium, adult. I liked it. It really is. They hit it, and I'm not just saying that. I focus group with my absolute savage children, and they